3, 2, 1. I hate you for that.
Sorry, bro. The whole thing was so normal.
What is going on, people? Welcome back to episode 26 of the Sweet Sides podcast. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's difficult to do, but you're trying. Yeah?
I'm trying.
Myself.
I'm trying.
Fat Mouse. Who else we got in this?
I'm Cash with a K and not a C.
Alright, cool. What's good, man?
What's good? Everything's good.
Blood, I'm on zero sleep, man.
Yeah.
Zero sleep, except we both
The energy levels have.
Nah, the energy levels are there, blood. They're there.
They are.
But yeah, man, I am tired though, man.
What's good?
It's here, bro. It's been a mad. Has it been a mad week? It's been one of them ones. It's just been odd. You get me? What's happened? London's going into tier 3.
Tier 3 again, apparently.
Which is going to be a problem. Don't ever say my words, jinx, super jinx.
I was just about to say Crystal Jinx,
Crystal
personal padlock.
Jinx in that diamond.
Mouse. You can speak now?
Thanks. But yeah, London's going into tier 3, man.
Apparently, we don't know yet, but
yeah, possibly, innit?
But possible.
It makes no difference for man. It hasn't really affected me, bruv. You get me? I don't know, man. I don't know if that's just me. Like, I'm just trying to eat. As long as I can eat, I don't eat.
Some chicken.
Gym's going to be closed? If that's the case,
so,
that's
yeah.
Pete.
I think it's back to gym closation.
You know what? The gym has been both good and bad for me since they reopened. Like, I've gone in. Like, I remember, like, after the lockdown, the first one, I went back into training and it was all right, but I clocked I was taking it easy. This time round, I just said bun that because I've really like gone out of shape, innit? I've been going in and I've got DOMs in my arms from not yesterday, the day before yesterday. I still got the pain, you know, when you after training. My arms are killing me. I can't extend them properly. My shoulders there a little bit buckered, but blood. I just love being
That's
there.
good though, man. You know you're working hard when you feel that pain.
100%. I don't know if it's because I'm working hard or because I haven't worked at all. I've been inactive. Bro.
It's probably both though. It's a bit of both.
There's days where I'm just laying in bed, bro.
Yeah, but it's both, innit? It's the fact that you haven't worked out in ages. If you do a light session or you do a little session, you won't really feel it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's both, innit? You haven't been active. You've jumped back in and you're going straight into the deep end.
Yeah, man, but it's good. It's good.
It shows you're an animal.
Loving it, man.
It's good though. I'm
I saw
proud of
a guy
you.
doing stuff that I used to be able to do, blood. You know, the little calisthenic stuff, blood, and I couldn't do nothing.
It's all motivation, don't it?
Yeah, I have to do it, blood. I have to get it. My knees a bit mashed up. I can't bend it properly, but we're gonna get
Working
there.
out and training is one of them things, man. It just if it dies within you, sort of that hunger, that motivation.
Yeah.
There's only so much someone can say to you. It's weird for me, for example. Yeah, someone can tell me you need to get back in, you need to train, you need to train, you need to train. Yeah. It won't resonate. It won't resonate. It has to come from within, I feel. Yeah. And but one thing that does motivate and make you want to jump, me personally, anyways, when I see someone else training or when I see someone doing something which I used to be able to do.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It gives me that push to be like,
yeah, 100%.
I was there. I used to be able to do that. Well, I could lift that.
It is
what I could do that.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And not in a jealousy kind of way.
Yeah.
In a competition, competitiveness.
Like that guy we was chatting to, your brethren. I was like, he was telling me what everything he was doing. He was talking about his calisthenics. Remember? I was like, you know, that's made me on it, man. I need to get. Next time I see you, if I ever bump into you again, we're gonna do this together, innit? He's like, it's not a challenge. But who said challenge, bro? Furthermore, it is a challenge for me to get back to where I was. Do you get me? It's not. It's exactly that. It's not one of them ones. It's not a hating thing. It's not a jealousy thing. It's just like, I know I was there. I must get back there. You compete with yourself.
100%. Mind over matter, brother.
Mind over matter. Speaking of matter, what are you saying? Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say freezing, but good week nonetheless.
It's cold, man. I don't mind the cold, but this one is getting to man. It's getting to man. We haven't even turned on the AC in the studio.
I always turn it on.
And like even for me, that gets a little bit cold. But boy, mad thing. I'm not on it, man.
You ready to?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Show the world what we're having this year, this week.
Yeah, let's just pull up the thing. Yeah, I know.
Sorry.
I'm not gonna do that this time thing. I'm sorry. I'm not comfortable. I did that last time. Do that, replay. If you were dribbling over.
Do it.
So yeah, man.
What time is it?
Allow it, blood.
They love it. The fans love it.
Basically, slightly want to do it, but I don't want to do it.
Do it. Do
thing
it.
to do. But anyway, guys. Thing is, a lot of people don't get the reference. Do you get me? So I just look like an idiot.
Now you look like an idiot.
I think so.
Just straight in, Baba. You got it. You got a talent that no one else has.
Man said talent,
You,
bruv, that I
Michael
can say is
Buffer,
talent.
and Bruce Buffer
Bruce
are all brothers. You're Bruce brothers.
Wow.
Mouse Buffer.
All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, in attendance and around the globe. What was a globe, bruv?
Globe.
Ah, blood.
I start again.
So
3, 2,
dead.
1.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Action.
it's time.
That was so dead. Do it again. You got
Just
it.
like that guy.
God. Do it.
Big up yourself. You don't know how the thing set already, man. Crowder! Hey, give them the hashtag, bro. Crowder. And louder again. Let it go.
Do it.
Ah, man, it's done.
Don't be a little bit shy.
No, it's done. Listen, guys, it's time for that thing there. The dessert review. Yeah?
The week.
Of the week. Bam. So what we're gonna do is, yeah, I've been bumped twice now by the same place. I'm actually gonna say their name because I want you lot to boycott them. Yeah. So I don't know if you remember a couple episodes ago, I spoke about this place in Queen's Park that I wanted to visit. Yeah. And we went there, and I went at 3 or half 3. And apparently, yeah, and the guy came out and he told me, sorry, we're closed. We open again at 5. So they open in the morning and they open again at 6. That's not the time that we film. You get me? So it's impossible to go. I'd have to go the day before, and I'm not trying to eat a stale dessert. So they are completely written off. And for that reason, by principle, as a point of principle, I'm never going to set foot in that establishment. Ever. What? I don't think they give a hoot. But that place was called Milk Beach. In Queen's Park, yeah. And it looked, online it looks quite decent. I'm not going to lie to you. But I want my family, this YouTube family, to duck them. Each and every one of you, so that's 5 of you, yeah, duck. And speaking of 5 of you, before we go any further,
Exactly.
just like we did last time, we are not going to proceed. We will not proceed until you do it. Click that button, subscribe, alerts, notifications, like it as well, because I know you like it. Tell me if you like it. What? That's not even a tune. Anyway. Oh, I need sleep. It's literally 3 hours of sleep I'm on. Listen, do all of that stuff. But the studio's falling apart. What is this?
Leave it.
That's why it didn't work, bruv. I was trying to tighten the thing. But yeah, like it, subscribe, spread it.
Not even share it. Spread it. Spread it.
Yeah, do like a virus. Do it like it's Virax. Do it. Okay.
No book.
And now that we're done, yeah, man, go back to Milk Beach. Yeah,
Beach.
Yeah, don't go there. I'm not a negative guy, but don't go there because they piss man off. Because this time I went there, I called them up firstly about 10 times in the morning to make sure they're open. 10 times, literally.
Did they pick up?
Eventually they did. Some Australian woman was like, yeah, we were open. No problem. Come on in, sir. So I was like, cool, I'm coming. Now, I didn't know there's a dinner menu and a breakfast menu. Blood, just... I was so fuming. It's only like a 10, 15 minute drive. It's not far.
It's a vibe though.
But I went there again. The beach was at the reception or whatever, the outside taking in the thing. And she was like, eating on takeaway. I said, no, takeaway, quick thing. I just want to get 2 chocolate tarts. That's what it's called on the thing. Chocolate crumble. And she's like, chocolate crumble? What's that, mate? We don't do that. I was like, are you dumb? It's on your menu. And then I clocked, I didn't say the full name, but you should know half that, even if I understand. Sorry, single origin coffee, custard, and chocolate crumble. Blood, am I going to say all of that? Just give me the chocolate crumble. You know what I'm talking about. I'm spit talking because I'm enraged. Pissing me off. And then she was like, oh, that's a dinner menu. That's a dinner item. All right, cool. Can I just get it, please? I know you got it. I'm so sorry, sir. Terribly sorry, mate. And I was raging. I said, not worry, not a problem. Got in my car. Raging.
Like that guy. You know that meme? And he starts banging.
Yes,
bang.
that's exactly it, blood. That's exactly it.
He called me,
So
and
then
I could just
it's
tell.
like, blood,
I
I'm
could tell.
so
I could tell you when he was fuming. It's just that when you're disappointed,
Yeah, that's it, blood.
you got no energy. You've been drinking. Yeah. It was that.
Pissed. But anyway, I called
He was
him
in
up, I
tears,
said,
bro. I could hear something. He's
said,
crying.
tears.
He was so emotional. I started getting upset.
You get so angry.
I
that
was
you
in
had
bed asleep.
to force all.
He's out there doing all the work.
But anyway, he
And I'm
was
just in bed.
Yeah, it was one of them ones. So I said, like, have you got any suggestions? And because that's twice now, we're dependent on this place, and we had to make a last minute
Detour.
what's the word? Not a detour, but yeah, like a last minute replacement. Yeah.
What a
5 days
replacement, though.
notice. What a replacement. So basically, obviously, this guy's useless for a suggestion. So I got on the phone to a good friend of mine and fellow Instagrammer, Dine.Devour, shout out Hayes. And he said, you give him the facts. Where am I? What am I after? And how soon? And he'll give you an answer. So shout him out for that. He's like, okay. Ooh, try Gales. We've already done Gales, but we can do it again. Okay, I said we've already done it. He goes, all right, try and McCann. We also did them as well because I was in Queen's Park. It's not far in it. He goes, try the coconut cake. So I think we're gonna have to do that. I've done it, but I've had it before and it's dank. So I think we need to do that anyway because it's banging. But I don't like to revisit the same place, guys. If you are cool with us visiting the same place but getting a different item, let us know. Because I like to shout the people out in it, so all 5 of you lot can follow them. But if not, then whatever in it. So basically, he started calculating. He was doing that thing again from what's the film called? I know you know what I'm talking about again.
I know.
He started doing the calculations.
Wait. Just give me a couple seconds. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Don't speak. 1 sec.
All right, it's taking too long.
No, 1 sec. Give me 10 more seconds. 10 more seconds.
Hurry up.
Spotify, wait. Why is it only fools and horses keep coming in my head?
And road trips coming in my head, but it's not that either.
Oh, fuck. I have to type in Mike Tyson movie again. What?
Oh, but anyway, man started doing
The Hangover.
The Hangover.
Fuck's sake.
God, we need to.
I'm so hungover from yesterday
You did.
that I forgot.
So, blood, can you see the screens doing that thing again where it goes
Grey. Fuzzy.
grey, but like
Like
light.
it's a fog.
Yeah.
It's foggy.
Damn.
You chat to them. Carry on.
No, leave it.
Just 1 minute,
It's
bro.
gonna fix up. I
I'm
think
not
it's just
gonna
warming
touch
up, blood.
I'm not gonna touch it.
But yeah, so anyway, your face is gonna appear in any moment. Anyway, I spoke to Dine.Devour, shout out Hayes once more, and he said, all right, cool. I'll tell you where you're gonna go. You're gonna go Ole Steen. I was like, okay, I heard of that. I swear that's like a flipping grooming brand or something like that. And then like not grooming like that, like, you know,
What?
hair grooming, you dirty Asian. And then he was like, yeah, no, get this and that from there. So I was like, all right, cool. Ole Steen, Notting Hill, bam, pop it in Ways. It's an 8-minute drive from where I am. 5 minutes either way, minor thing. So I'm like,
Doable.
all right, cool. Let's do this. The screen is pissing me off, blood. I don't know why it's doing that, man. But anyway, we move.
It looks like it's getting worse.
It comes and goes.
Why?
You see that? It's getting better again. Anyway, so then I went there.
Is that to do with the heat? You said
hopped
temperature.
hopped out the vehicle, hopped into the building. Now for that area, I stuck out like a sore thumb. I stuck out because I'm not gonna lie to you, I was in pajamas more or less in it. I was just in a dirty bummy tracksuit and a jacket, hood on because it was raining. And this is Notting Hill, High Street, Ken kind of area, innit? And the people there, they're the ones with their little dogs in their handbags, or do you get me? Just like that kind of person. Like they can walk around with their phones in their hand. There's no threat of like robbery. You get me? So it's all alien to me. And then literally like I broke a couple of necks as I walked in because they were so. I probably looked like I was gonna stick the place up in it. Like I said, long coat, 2 hoods on, and I walked in and said, "Oh, good morning. I couldn't get one of those cinnamon social whatevers and that, please." I had to call up Cash to see what he wanted, and the woman was like baffled. She was like, "What is this? Where's the camera, blood? You're pranking me. Who's what?" But yeah, like I know the way I appear to some anyway. It's a bit threatening. I don't see it, but people do. So I have to negate that with a mad, soft aura. You get me? but I will still kill a brother. I will still end your life. So just bear that in mind, yeah. But yeah, so then I just I had to just shock them with that, and then they all of a sudden the best customer service one could ever expect. All right. So then anyway, Ole Steen, like I said, but this camera thing is pissing man off, bro. All right. Now I got 2 different orders. Guess what? Key ingredient he chose. Yeah, exactly. Chocolate. You knew. There you go. Oh, that's dank. So their little sticker is part of their logo. I don't know if you can see it, but it's an O and an S. I'm gonna try to peel it off with that. See? Maybe man can do that. Hey, try to take yours off. Remember, we need to take pictures, brother. Brother. Yeah, nah, these are paper. The other ones are plastic. They just came off nicely. This one is paper, so if we try and peel it, it might just tear. Yeah. But it's like a wow.
There's a special way to open a box.
Freak. That's not how you do it, bruv.
It is.
What? Look. Where'd you learn this, bro?
You learned it in origami school? I went to a famous origami school.
Oh, blood, I've just...
Origami High?
Origami High. Bruv, I don't know why.
Wow.
Bruv, you know I'm going to take pictures, but I know.
Wow.
So your order, can we tell them what it is? It is called... And this is a very, very... Dang, man. Yeah, bang it, man.
That's so dang.
Okay. So then, yeah.
Private joke, guys. You
Move it then. Move it,
Give me a camera. Give me a camera. Ooh, that's dang.
All right. So the pictures are going to be dead because we've ruined the boxes getting in there, yeah? Take a picture.
We're digging in. Wait, no, wait.
Why do you want that?
So I can send it via email.
Is it? All right, then do it. You're sick.
Are we
right. Blood, it's gone. Guys, apologies for the camera. I don't know what's going on with it. It's literally coming and going. Might be a problem. The camera might just be bookered. Maybe we need to replace it. But yeah, so my order was the recommendation that I was given over the phone. Recommended by Dine.Devour once again. But that's 3 shout-outs, bro. I beg you, like, rate, man. Yeah? Okay. Look what I've done to the box. I've kind of just panned it. But can we take a picture somehow? Yo! Flash, yeah? Flash me? Thank. Banging. So this one...
I can hear you salivating.
Slow down. This one is the cinnamon social slice.
That looks dang.
I think it's just because it's a long thing. It's like a social thing. Yeah? And they cut it all up. And it becomes a social slice. And for cash...
I got the chocolate mousse. Chocolate mouse.
It's not called the chocolate mousse. It's
sounds very simple. Be careful.
Gâteau Marcel.
You can't see.
Ouais. Oui. Yeah?
Oh, wait.
But we've taken a picture already, so it doesn't really matter. No. Okay, hold it then.
All right, the box.
Yeah. Yours might not be able to. All right. Boom. Do you want a fork? Because I might just use my hands. Lady was lovely though, I must say. Very helpful. Here you go. She gave me my little pastry in a bag, and I was like, "Sorry, madam.
Wow, so soft.
Wouldn't it be possible to get it in a?
What is this, like a scone?
Scone? It's a chocolate mousse, bro.
Scone.
Oh, that looks banging, blood. Hit that. Okay, get the chocolate all over your lap.
Rose cube.
It's dank.
It's done.
You like it? It's tissue now.
End show. Ole Steen. Wow. That's all I can say is wow. Is it dank? I feel yours warm would be so dank.
Wow. One more because
this is so stank, man. Stank, man? Don't know if you can see it. Look, it's just sticking to it like glue.
Can you hear that? That is my mouth uncontrollably salivating whilst
this is amazing.
Swear down.
The textures are beautiful. The colouring is beautiful. The flavour is perfect. There's like a hint of dark chocolate on top. Slowly decreases into milk. Got a bit of like hazelnut twang in there. It's amazing.
Shout out Marcel. French you. Good in the old patisserie domain. This thing here. If you don't like cinnamon, you don't like it. I like cinnamon, but I don't know anyone who doesn't like cinnamon. You like cinnamon?
I like cinnamon.
Synonyms. Your English is decent still. Still in him. So, this thing here, appearance-wise, it is just a very generic thing, but it's called a...
Is cinnamon hard to say? Pronounce?
It's hard to spell for some.
I know some people.
Cinnamon.
I had one particular person who I knew. He used to say, always used to make stuff with cinnamon in it. I could just never pronounce it. Cinnamon. I'll be like, say cinnamon.
Cinnamon panda.
It's cinnamon.
So yeah.
Those were the good old days.
Yeah.
Too much chocolate though.
If you clock, sometimes I don't give a shit about your stories. Sorry, man.
I know, but
Your stories are dead.
it's not a story, it's a fact.
Aren't all stories.
There's a story once when I flew to a country. I was just booked. Was that
like
night?
I said, what's it called? A public slice. What's it called? Cinnamon
social.
social slice. Yeah. So for that reason,
Public slice.
there's something like that in it. Because it's like a batch made thing, isn't it? Yeah. Like it's just one, and then you just cut it up. So you can't say it looks amazing, but it looks how it's meant to look.
It looks boom.
So it's an 8 out of 10 for look, for appearance.
For me, mine looks quite fantabulous. I enjoyed it. It looks beautiful. It looks good. And it matches it in taste. But for appearance, I'm going to have to go with a solid 8.5.
Wow.
Yeah.
8.5. Cinnamon isn't my number one dessert
Choice.
flavor. But every time I have it, I am pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? And this is top tier cinnamon dessert. I'm not really a cinnabon guy. It's just a bit too much, innit? A bit too much. This was top tier. This and Gale's cinnamon swirl, my two favorite cinnamon things now. For now, anyway. That can change. Obviously, my whole life is subject to change. But that was dank. I'm going to say 9.5 out of 10. Now I'll tell you why.
Wow.
Inside there's folds. There's folds, like the pastry's folded in it. It's layered. And there's like little bits of sweet, smooth, like custardy, something like that. Some sort of custardy base. But you know, it's one of them ones when it solidifies a little bit. It's cold.
Custard.
Yeah? It could do with a tiny bit more. Just a tiny bit.
Custard.
Other than that, I cannot fault it. That was actually very nice. Once again, 9.5 out of 10. Oliver, as you're known in other parts of town. That was dank.
I thought it was only going to social.
Ollie is, where's he from? Denmark.
No way.
It's one of them places anyway. It's one of them places. That's where these man.
Ole Steen?
Ole Steen show.
Wow.
I'm actually wiping the box inside with my thumb.
Ole Schumann.
And I'm sucking it.
What Ole Schumacher?
Clapped.
Ole Schumacher.
Okay. That was banging. So, yeah. 9.5 out of 10 for taste. 9. Was it? No, 8 for appearance. Just because, can't really go all out with that. That's me. Very happy. Very, very happy.
Back to whose opinion actually matters.
So, back to whose opinion matters. 8.5.
8.5 out of 10. Taste wise, very, very good. I like it a lot. You know how you can get a mousse which is just really moussey? Does that make sense?
Fat mousse.
You can get a mousse which is very moussey.
Yeah. No, like substance to it.
Yeah, it's just it just goes in. It's like a fuck.
It just breaks. It just pops in your mouth.
Yeah, you know like them Tesco Sainsbury's ones you get, like them Galaxy ones or whatever, Aero ones. Yeah.
Aeropuerte.
This has got a bit of solidity in it. Yeah.
Yes.
It's got a bit of solidarity in it. It's a bit thick. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. It's a bit thick. It gives a nice texture. There's a bit of cake at the bottom. That's what I'm saying. Is it a scone based or scone? Is it scone or scone?
Depends on where you're from, innit?
I'm from
regionally.
I'm from Scotland,
They both work.
I'm from Scotland.
I say scone. I don't even know, blood. It's interchangeable, blood. Who gives it? It's a class thing, innit? But I don't give a damn.
It's interracial. It literally is.
It literally is.
It's got everything there. I like it. It's not too strong in terms of chocolate overpowering the cake. The mousse it is very well balanced. Tastes really nice. So I have to give it a solid 9 out of 10.
That's alright still.
Ollie, thank you for what you did for us today. Mouse was down in the dumps.
Man said
He
down
was
in
in
that
tears.
I was crying.
He was all over the place this morning. And with your lovely cafeteria, wherever it is, restaurant?
Delightful. No,
Just cafe.
fucking bakery, bro. It's a bakery here.
Patisserie.
And they get dough. That's the one. Patisserie. Delights. Once again, though, the star of the show has to be Dime.Debawa because you shouted them out to man. You alerted me to them. And you made this happen, buddy. Well done.
Thanks, buddy.
But yeah, that is that. Fantastic stuff.
So,
Hey,
what a weekend.
Boxing.
What a weekend.
Boxeo.
We had a very, very, very good weekend in terms of mixed martial arts and boxing. So the combat sports world was booming. And to kick things off, we're going to start it here in the United Kingdom. We had the return of the heavyweight champion of the world.
The people's champ. The champ is here.
Since, he's been out the ring for a year and a week, I think it was. And he returned to action. And I'm talking about the current reigning WBA,
2-time
IBF, and WBO. And if you include IBO as well, heavyweight champion of the world, Anthony AJ Joshua. He took on his mandatory challenger, Kubrat the Cobra Pulev.
Yes.
The Bulgarian brute.
The Bulgarian brute. Bastard.
And yeah, the fight went as I probably think most people expected. There's obviously a few people who had Pulev for the upset.
Yeah.
But AJ did exactly what AJ needed to do. So AJ ended up winning the fight via 9th round KO. And it was a good, solid performance from AJ. Me and Mouse discussed it during the sort of the fight as well and post fight as well. We were talking about it, but in the lead up to it, we were sort of kind of worried about AJ's not inactivity, but now so what happens is when you get to a certain caliber of fighter, you tend to fight less in the year. I don't know why that is, but I just think I guess there's not enough opponents who not worthy.
You can't
but
keep filling it with random people.
Correct.
And you can't have elite fighter after elite fighter after elite fighter. It's just
it's impossible. Yeah, you can't. When you're a Mayweather status, for example, when Mayweather used to fight twice a year, May and September every year, there's not enough guys at that level who can fight. You can fight 3-4 times a year, and also, like you said, it becomes difficult to
turnarounds are longer.
Yeah,
you mean turnarounds are a lot longer, and they need to be. You know, these elite fighters, they do need their rest. They do need their break. Yes, they'd like to remain active. The old, the golden era, where they were fighting 12, 15 times a year, that doesn't
happen anymore.
But that's just because they were fighting anybody and everybody. And when people say, "Oh, boxing is a business now," it is. So you have to, because these guys need to eat, innit?
Yeah, if AJ got in there with someone who was a low ranked guy, he would get slaughtered. He'd get slaughtered, and it's no point. Yeah, you go in there, blast him out in a round or two. It's a bit pointless. You know, it's a bit pointless. So I guess this is what happened. So he'd been out the ring again, like I mentioned, for a year. So we were kind of worried about ring rust, and would it affect him? But also Kubrat Pulev as well.
Yeah,
because Pulev is the older man. Kubrat Pulev is 39 years old.
With a lot to prove.
But he's coming in very hungry and ready and wanted the title. His only loss came to Vladimir Klitschko in 2014, where he almost stopped Klitschko as well. Yeah. He hurt him really badly, but this was when Dr. Steelhammer was dominating the division, literally dominating everybody. And AJ went in there, stuck to a game plan. He came under a bit of criticism post-fight. People said it wasn't as exciting as it should have been. Pulev got a lot of stick as well. People saying Pulev's a bad fighter. He's not very good. you don't know boxing if you think
Yeah,
Pulev is a bad fighter.
yeah.
I think probably Pulev is past his prime and he's had his moment. But there's a lot of guys that he'd still beat in the current heavyweight division.
Absolutely. If just using his resilience, understand, just depending purely on how hard he is to put down. Yes, he sat on the canvas. He got put down. How many times? 4 times?
4 times in the fight.
4 times in the fight. Doesn't mean, like, look how he got back up. They said he's easy to put down, but he's difficult to keep down, and that's exactly it. It's hard to keep him down. So,
and AJ's known to be a notorious finisher.
Yes.
He's one of the best finishers in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think AJ would completely put him to sleep as like just completely knock him out like Deontay Wilder, for example, because they've got different kind of power.
Yeah.
They both hit very, very hard, but Wilder's got that
one switch off your lights thing.
Yeah.
And AJ's accumulative. It's not just accumulative because one can put you to sleep, but one can put you down and make you not really want to get back up. Your body can shut down, but one will actually turn you off, and that's what Wilder does. Wilder switches you the hell off.
I wasn't overly impressed with the performance from AJ. I thought it was a good, in perspective. You have to look at it in perspective. People don't always do that. They always look at it in the moment, in the now, but you have to look at everything, you know?
Yes, there's a lot to take into consideration.
There's a lot to take into consideration. Both men as well. There's a global pandemic. A lot of people didn't train for majority of the year, but AJ obviously consistently trains. But being out the ring for a year, being a certain type of fighter, again, we've discussed it previously on the show, ring rust can have an effect on you.
Yes.
If you're a counter puncher and you like to fight off the back foot, it gets difficult if you've been out of the ring for a long time. If you're someone that's making the fight and you're throwing the combinations and you're coming out, it's a bit easier. And AJ sort of adopted this, not a new style, but he's kind of reformed. Yeah. He's kind of added things to his game and sort of taken away things. So what I noticed is, what round was it when he put Pulev down? 3 or 4? Third round. So he put Pulev down, and AJ kept throwing the uppercut. He kept loading up with the uppercut, and the uppercut looked good at times. It looked terrible at times. Yeah. But again, not taking anything away from him. I just think once he got warmed up, he looked a lot more comfortable later on in the fight. First couple of rounds, he looked a bit. Like you said, his accuracy wasn't there in shots. He was missing quite a few shots.
It was quite shocking, man, to be honest. A lot of these punches were just wild and almost hitting and hoping.
But I like this weight for him as well. One thing I have to touch on is I like this weight. You think so? I think it depends on who he fights.
It depends on who he fights.
Like if he fights Fury,
going into this fight, okay.
We'll come back. We'll touch on it after. So
going into this fight, I would have if I were him, I would have gone in a bit heavier because I would have depended a bit more on my power than my movement. Do you get me? Pulev isn't someone who's masterful with his footwork. You can cut him off quite easily. Very basic, stand your ground, flat-footed, and sit on your punches. And
he's not the fastest guy, so I wouldn't.
He should have
like hand speed and foot speed. Pulev isn't the quickest, but Pulev hits really, really hard.
He does, and his basic 1-2 is very effective.
Sharp, he's sharp and he's powerful. So I understand why in the second Ruiz fight he came in lighter.
Absolutely, that was
genius.
Made perfect
sense.
Was a great. What's the word called? Adjustment. A great adjustment, and that was fantastic.
It wasn't much of a difference. He came in 4 pounds heavier than the Ruiz fight, but I mean that 4 pounds can play a huge role. Sometimes it does. It depends on you as a fighter.
I would have thought he would have come in like
heavier.
Yeah, like a substantial amount heavier. But he got the win. He got the win regardless.
I like this new I like what he does. I like the movement. Yes. I like the fact that he doesn't go gung-ho. Like he doesn't just go all out and just trying to take someone's head off. So that's what I was saying. He smelt blood in the third round when he knocked him down.
He did try to finish it though.
Yeah,
he just didn't have time.
I was just about to say, I saw this sort of the mist come down again when he just wanted to get him out. But it was more composed. It was a more composed manner than it was in that first Ruiz fight.
Yeah.
When he knocked down Ruiz, it was just like there was no what's the word I'm looking for? There was no sort of game plan with taking him out. It was sort of, let me throw every shot I can and let me land whatever I can to try and get this guy's head off. Yeah. Whereas this time it was a bit more calculated. That's the word I was looking for. Okay. He was a bit more calculated. He's still throwing a few jabs, but he's coming in and he's throwing certain type of shots. With the Ruiz fight, he's throwing hooks. You don't hook with a hooker.
He was headhunting the whole time, and he was just expecting. He's depending on these big punches just to put him down. Now, I I don't know if this is the case, and if it is the case, then I'm even more like impressed with AJ. Yeah, but the knockdown with Ruiz in the first fight, the knockdown of Ruiz in the first fight, so when AJ knocked him down, compared to the first knockdown of Pulev in that fight, they're very, very different. It's like a flash knockdown. So Ruiz shook it off, got back up, and he was fine. But AJ smelt blood, although it was like a false aroma of blood. Do you get me?
Yeah.
Because the guy was ready. It's like, all right, you got me with that one, top of the head or wherever it landed, and he was like, he shook it off. Ruiz was very, very resilient with it, got up and just was back to normal, like nothing had happened.
Yeah.
But in the heavyweight division, a knockdown is just like, that's it. It's time for me. It's not only the heavyweights, to be honest. It's anywhere. You can rush into that first initial knockdown and not gauge completely where they are or how it's
Sorry,
affecting
give me
them.
1 second. You can take
Yeah. So it's not like his legs had gone or he wasn't, paying attention or he wasn't fully like there. Ruiz was very much in the fight. He just got knocked down. Yeah. Then with the Pulev knockdown, I think it was a lot more calculated because he could have ended the fight there. You understand? He could have ended the fight there. If there was more time, he needed 30 more seconds, I think. And if he had those 30 seconds, he would have ended the fight, would have been, get in, get paid, get out, get laid. Yeah? Mm-hmm. But that's Eugene Behrman for you. But yeah, he it just wasn't written for him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Took the time off. The fourth round, Pulev came back and kind of just recalibrated and he was a lot stronger. You understand? He made a couple of adjustments, really small ones, but enough to carry him on.
I feel like
to the later rounds.
I feel like what Pulev probably should have done more, and I don't think it's really his style because every time I've seen him, he's not that kind of fighter. But I wanted to see him press Joshua more.
Yes.
I don't think Josh was as comfortable on the back foot as he would like to be, especially going later on in the fight. Because as we tend to see with AJ, in majority of his fights, he doesn't gas out necessarily, but the tank does start to lose a lot of its gas later on in the fight. And I saw it in spurts, in small certain moments in the fight. I saw him sort of slowing down, not throwing as much, not moving as sharp as he would. Occasionally he gets this little spring in his step and he starts bouncing around again and moving.
He's just like warmed up again. He's back in focus, but then it doesn't last.
But again, everything in context. Take into perspective the situation. He's used to fighting in front of 80,000 people. Consistently, 60, 70, 50, 80, selling out stadiums, arenas. He had 1,000 people. Was it 1,000 people in the crowd?
Exactly, yeah.
For me personally, I think
it was nice, man.
Yeah, you could hear the corners. I like it a lot.
I do enjoy these
One
fights.
thing I always think is, if you're an elite athlete, it doesn't matter how many people are watching you. You still go out there and perform. I don't like this excuse. I get it, and it can be a factor, and I understand it completely. But I think if you're the elite of the elite, you're the best of the best. One person, a million people watching you. You go out there and you get your job done. So I don't really use that as an excuse, but I'm saying it could be a factor. It could play into either man's hands, But overall, I guess we were sort of happy. We were impressed.
I can't use the word impressed. I was happy. I was satisfied with it. But there's a few things that we do need to bear, or take into consideration, right? So one was the layoff. Number two was, can we consider what happened the day before? So the fact that Pulev tried to get under his skin a little bit. He didn't really, but I could see that there was animosity in the ring. At the beginning, they didn't want to touch gloves. I think Pulev tried to do that, tried to fist bump him, whatever, with two hands. And AJ kind of just ducked it.
It was weird though. It was weird. It wasn't like an animosity. For me, it was more like a... Because even afterwards, they were... You see, when the fight ended...
Yeah, but that I really respected.
That's what it felt like to me. It was just that...
You know what I mean?
That kind of like...
Sick.
It was that kind of friendly animosity. Does that make sense? Like, I want to batter you, but like, may the best man kind of win.
It's true. But I think that AJ didn't actually know how to respond. Like, he did it very gentlemanly and very professionally, all right? But at the same time, he didn't know how to respond because part of him wants to say, "Blood, what? Shut up, man! Like, who are you? Who are you even talking to like this? Do you understand me?" And at the same time, he's thinking also, this guy is so loopy. We're at the press conference. He might just bang me anyway. He might just do it because he was doing that Bulgarian like Hulk, no consideration for where he is or the environment. Just like, he was getting angry, shouting in his face. You get me? This is the weigh-in. And so, you know, he did well to defuse the situation, but at the same time, I think that just left a slightly bitter taste going into the fight, and he wanted to take his head off. He did well, but not as well as he could have. But there are things to bear in mind in it. So, I mean, we kind of know where it's going next, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Well, where it should go, but boxing never ends up being the way it should.
Bob Arum has said that you know, talks are underway. So that gave me a bit of a stiffy, to be honest. But straight after the fight, he was asked about AJ was asked about Fury, and his response was, "Well, I'll let management deal with that, whatever." But if you're talking about Fury, I'm ready. It's not enough of a because they're pushing you to call him out, and you're not doing it. But he also doesn't want to be the one who calls out.
Can I say something? I respect it because he's never been that kind of guy.
Yes.
In all his interviews, he never calls out anybody.
Yes.
He never does it. On occasion, he say, Dillian White, like for bants and that. But if he's not in a band, he doesn't really come out and do it. But I find it so annoying. Like, not annoying, but it just kind of bores me. Like, you've got a super fight on your hands, yeah? You've got a super fight literally around the corner for you. Crazy. Yeah, on the doorstep there's a super fight waiting for you. Build it a little bit. I know it doesn't have to be built and sold and stuff. It's gonna sell out. People are gonna go crazy for it. It's the biggest fight in boxing history, British boxing history anyway.
Yes,
two heavyweights, two British heavyweights fighting for all of the belts. Yeah, you've got Anthony Joshua, who's the WBA, the IBF and WBO world titles. And you've got Tyson Fury, who's got the WBC and the Ring Magazine titles. Give it a bit more. Like, give us something to play with. Give us something to work with. I know you don't like giving the media what they want to hear and what they want to do, but you don't have to say, "Oh, I'm gonna destroy him in seven seconds. I'm gonna batter him in one round." But say, you know what, Fury, I want you. Like, just.
But he did say, "If it's Fury, I'm ready." But it's just like it's not enough. Why is there an if there?
Yeah, man.
Understand? Fury. I want it. Do you want it? Do you understand? Like, just anything. But he is very much, with the greatest respect, again, he's quite a company man, isn't he? So he doesn't want to say, this is my next fight. Well, Eddie Hearn's right there. He's in the process of negotiating, or we've been trying to get it, or I don't want it now. I know what he's got in plan for me. We don't know in it. But it was one of them ones where,
it's just I'm so used to seeing, like...
we do like that.
I'm so used to seeing Mayweather. And Mayweather's in the crowd as well, so Mayweather's thinking to himself,
what is this?
What is this guy saying, man? Like, shout out Floyd. He was there in attendance as well. I was surprised. I didn't expect Floyd to be in London. Yeah, that's crazy. And he grew his hair as well. I swear,
I thought he was bald.
Floyd isn't bald. I think he shaves his hair off.
Yeah, I thought he was actually bald.
Because I've seen a picture of him when he's actually got a little mini afro. Have you seen that pic in his little vest?
No, I have not seen.
And obviously yesterday he had a hat on, but you could see his hair's growing out. I don't know what it is. Maybe his hairline's receded or something. So
Floyd.
But he was there. And I saw AJ doing a few Floyd moves in there.
Yeah?
That jab to the body and then coming upstairs. You know, Floyd likes going boom, fainting, come back up. But yeah, man, I just want to... the fight to make is AJ and Fury. It's a no-brainer. It has to happen next.
That's a crazy fight.
And it's one of the best fights you can make.
Yeah.
If not the best fight you can make. Yeah. That and Spence Crawford. What else do you want to see currently in boxing? Nothing. Yeah. Hopefully it happens. I don't see it happening very soon. I don't think it'll happen again. I said this a couple of weeks ago, or maybe a month ago. I don't see it happening if there's no crowd. They will not waste that fight without a crowd. Impossible. It's the biggest fight in boxing history. They will have to sell out a stadium.
So you're saying that
they could sell out 2 Wembleys. Easily.
We need to go
in 10 minutes. We're
box.
Yeah, we're gonna get a box. But no, but seriously though, in all seriousness, I don't think without a crowd that fight will happen. Too much money involved.
You know what?
That's a potential gate of 10 gillion.
10 gillion. It's French.
I'm hearing tickets for this fight were about $1,000.
No way. But that's because there's only 1,000 people.
I know, but they can.
And I saw kids there, bruv.
You could,
I was raging, blood.
bro.
Like a 13-year-old kid.
You could easily sell Tyson Fury AJ tickets for $1,000 and it will sell out easy.
That's mad, isn't it?
Easy.
Crazy stuff, blood.
Who wins?
But yeah. I don't think we should talk about that now. I don't think we should talk about that now. That needs a whole episode, doesn't it? I know in my mind who's.
It's a very good fight. We'll talk about it in a couple.
I think that's a whole.
When we get closer to the time, if the fight gets confirmed, we'll talk about it.
And then that was it for the boxing. Really, I know there was a bit more going on in America, but time doesn't permit us to cover everything. So we'll now go to the UFC, and boy, what the card was mad. That's UFC 256, of course. It was mad. I think only 3 fights that are worth touching on.
No, they're all worth touching on.
They're all worth touching on. Sorry, time doesn't permit us. There's even some that we're gonna miss out completely. The Fiziev fight, I do like the guy, but we're just gonna skip past that. But you know what I mean? Where are we? What are we starting with? Because I want to go in order. Who fought?
We'll start with Kevin Holland.
Kevin Holland.
My boy, my bestie. Kevin Holland, trailblazer. Laser. Taser. Have you seen that from Dodgeball? Have you not seen it? When he comes out with the whole team name, he goes, Blazer. No, he goes, Laser. Blade. Blazer. Taser.
Someone chat to
Razor.
Biggie Dot, just tell him stop this stuff. It's
a bit much now. Soz. Well, let's reference it. How about that? Dude, are you gonna find it?
Allow me the pleasure of introducing you to Blade. Laser. Blazer.
Haha, he's upset. He hurt.
Blazer. Listen, we'll start with Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland took on Jacare Souza.
Wow.
Ronald. And I thought it was going to be a tough fight. I thought it was going to give him some troubles. Yeah. I thought Jacare is an animal. Big mo flipper.
Big guy.
Big mofo, yeah? And he cooked him, bro.
He cooked him, bro.
He cooked him.
So
I beg you just explain it, Baba.
Fight started immediately, basically.
No, Kevin Holland's a real deal,
so how did he start? I can't remember what Kevin Holland did, but Jacare took him down one time. Jacare took him down within the first 15 seconds, I believe. Something like this, something quick.
Jacare got turned into Giacomo.
Yes, Italian chap.
Who?
Giacomo's an Italian name still.
Oh, is it? Giacomo.
And then...
I'm talking about that brand, Giacomo. This guy.
Just disrupt the flow and then, like, you know what I mean? Thanks. Took him down.
Thanks.
First 15 to 30 seconds. I don't even know, bruv. And everyone's like, oh no. It's too soon for Jacare to take you down. It's too soon for you to defend because you cannot defend for 5 minutes or 4.5 minutes. You're going to have to tap at some point. And everyone's like, shit. Kevin Holland's going to tap. Yeah? It looked like, I don't even know, but he was just struggling. So Jacare now is kind of just working towards a submission. You've got like Kevin Holland on his back. Jacare's sort of, full mount, but like, I mean, not a clean one, isn't it? And he's still attacking. He's elbowing him to the head. Hella elbows.
Mm.
And that's like back of the head, top of the head. They are really taking, so to the point Jacare had to kind of take a step back because it was a bit much, innit? Then that's how they got back up to their feet. And then I think he tried to take him down again. He took him down again. Kevin Holland is now once again on the floor. They're really close to the cage. And Jacare is kind of just preparing himself to get to work, to go to work, to find something, to create something in it, to make himself. Again, we're like a minute in, maybe not even that. It's crazy. And then all of a sudden, he kind of just breaks free. He's on the floor. He does like a mini sprawl. He like explodes out of it. And then the weirdest thing. So he's now punching. What's his name? Kevin Holland is on his back. Yeah, he's punching Souza. Yeah, and then he does this mad momentum building swing with his leg, and just licks him He hooks him, but using his leg to build that momentum. It was crazy. Obviously, we know that a punch is generated in the legs, innit? So you build up the power for a punch in your legs. He did that without using the floor. You understand? It's like a pendulum. He went...
Slingshot.
It was something like that. I don't know how you explain it. It was crazy. And when I was like, what? I was flabbergasted. Because that one, that he'd already landed one before that. I realised it's just not enough power. Did this mad power building hook, put him to sleep. Now, Jacare's on his knees, leaning back now like that, like his soul's just leaving him. And then Holland jumps up, licks him a few more times, and the ref stops it. And Jacare was gone. Jacare's soul, he did the Irish waterfall. It kind of left him, and then he just kind of just about got it back in. He was mad. They immediately got a stool, sat him on it, and it's like, you're right there. He looked like he's going to pass out again.
Yeah.
He looked like he was going to pass out again. It was crazy.
Knockout.
But yeah, I mean, it was that move. The fact that he realised there's not enough power. How can I generate enough power to lick him? Because he knows he's
to keep this man off me.
Yeah.
It's bull.
And he got inventive with it. That's physics, man. That's physics. That's an IQ. That is everything. That was amazing for me.
Yeah, no, it's
that
sick.
was mad.
It was really, really, really impressive.
Well done, to Kevin Holland.
I think he's the real deal. I like him a lot. I've said this before. I think he's marketable.
Yes,
he's a good fighter. He talks well. He's got all the attributes to become potential superstar.
Yeah,
I would love to see him and Adesanya down the road.
Wow.
I think that's a very, very good fight. I think they'll sell the shit out of that fight. And I think it would be a very good fight. Kevin Holland now is undefeated in his last 5. All 5 of them this year.
That's mad.
He's fought the most this year, all wins.
And he's ready to go again this year.
Yeah, and he wants to go next week.
He wants to go again, December 19th. He would like to go again. And he called out...
The one and only.
He didn't call him out, but he basically alluded to, listen, Chimaev's going to fight, right? So... make it happen.
I'd love to see that.
I rate that. And I would love to see. It's not going to happen, though.
You never know, bro. Weirder things have happened. It's 2020!
It's so true.
It's 2020,
if Dana
bro.
White does that, he is the most exciting slave trader ever.
I don't think he'll do it, though.
Because he's not forcing them to fight. He's making them want to
I
fight.
really believe they're going to push Kevin now to, you know what I mean, that next kind of superstar. I don't think they'll risk that so soon.
Yeah,
even for either of them. For either of them. It's a very, very good fight, though. Very good fight.
Good fight.
But impressive win for Kevin Holland.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And yeah, I just, I can't wait to see him again in the ring. I like everything about him, man. He talks very well. He sells a fight. And he's exciting when he's in there. Jacare. Sorry. Jinx, wow. Fellows, Crystal Jinx.
So he's not. So we need to understand who we're talking about, yeah? It doesn't take away...
It's a legend of the sport.
He is a legend, man. It doesn't take away from his legacy, if you like. But 2 wins in your last 5? 6.
4. He's 4. Yeah, 2 and 4.
2 and 4 in your last 6 fights.
But you got to put into context who's fought.
Yes. Oh, you're enjoying that, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Jacare is now 41 years old.
Crazy.
Yeah?
Crazy.
And... yeah, he's not getting any younger. And from his last couple of fights, you can see the difference in him, yeah?
Yes.
But he's fought the likes of Robert Whittaker, Jack Hermanson.
Elite.
Who else is it? Obviously, he just fought...
Weidman.
Yeah, he's fought Chris Weidman, knocked out Chris Weidman.
Crazy.
He's fought so many good fighters. And yeah, it was upsetting to see the way it ended. But he kind of...
But that's the thing with fighting, isn't it? It's upsetting for the loser, and it's elation for the winner. But that's just how it goes. So that's why losing shouldn't be as big a thing as they make it out to be. Especially what I mean is like as it is in boxing. Do you get me? Yeah. That's why I love the UFC. It's only after you've like had loss after loss after loss. Okay, I'm not saying he hasn't, but he's had loss after loss after loss. If there's no hope, or there's no fight left in you, then yeah, it's time to say, you know what? Maybe just hang up the gloves. I don't think he's ready to. I don't think he's ready to put them gloves down.
I don't think he'll retire, but what Dana was saying is again.
Sorry, he just tried to pick up a chocolate flake and he put it on his lip and it dropped, and he just carried on like he just ignored it. So what Dana said.
Yeah, Dana was like, because again, they obviously the cut that they're doing and they're getting rid of fighters and stuff.
Yeah.
So they obviously spoke about. They asked about Jacare and if he'll continue to fight with UFC, and he's like, I'm not sure. We're gonna have to think about it, but there's gonna be a lot of changes. I think Jacare will probably get a cut as well.
Shit.
So if it is the last fight for Jacare Souza, congratulations on a great UFC career, and see you in Bellator.
That's what we say to everyone. But Bellator are now making a conscious effort to not be the retirement home, the UFC retirement home. Do you understand?
They're not.
Yeah. They are. Currently, they basically are. Anyone leaves the UFC goes to Bellator. They are consciously trying to move away from that and just have their own star fighters. Do you understand? Their own superstars. Their own, superstars. So they're starting to stop taking their like scraps, the UFC scraps, if you like. But yeah, man, that was that.
And then on the co-main event of the same card.
The co-main event should have been a main event, but the main event could possibly be fight of the year. So this card is crazy, madness. Co-main was obviously Tony Ferguson taking on
Charles Oliveira.
And it's not that I was thinking what was on the line, but nothing was on the line.
Yes, sir.
Dignity. Not even dignity, to be honest, but
a career.
I
don't know. Is it too soon?
I'll tell you why I don't think it's a career. But let's talk about it first. But let's remember to get to that point.
I'll come back to that, yeah. So
Charles Oliveira beat Tony Ferguson by unanimous decision. Unanimous decision. Well, yeah, of course it was unanimous decision, but I could have told you that. Every round, almost every minute was owned by Charles Oliveira. Oliveira's jiu-jitsu,
so good.
Unbelievable. Striking,
so good.
Very good. Again, IQ, but when I say IQ, it's like some of the things he did there, tiny little nuances you don't really see. I know it was a minor thing, but even before the reaction, I was like, "Raw, that look." I'm not a jiu-jitsu person. I don't look at it and think, "Oh my god, that was." Do you know why he did that? Because I can't break that shit down. But there was a point where Oliveira was sort of like not a solid full mount in it. He hadn't mounted Tony, right? And he did some mad explosion to get his left leg over, like around what's his name? Tony's right leg, and directly underneath his thighs, innit? To secure the mount. And I was like, it was so fluid. It's like he understood the physics of him and his opponent, exactly where his opponent was. It's very difficult to explain. I really want to try and find that. But it looked amazing.
Look at that.
Right.
Come on.
That's beautiful. Hey, look at him move Tony's head back towards the fence.
Yeah.
And it's just like you can see every move he does is not a single move is wasted. Not a single move is like left to chance. Everything is calculated. And for that reason, he basically won every aspect of that fight. And I was just like, sick.
No, he's very, very, very good. Super underrated. A lot of people. Ferguson was the favorite going into the fight.
Mad.
I can understand why. Ferguson's been around the top of the game for a very long time. He's the so-called uncrowned champion of the division. Mm-hmm. You know, the people's champ. Everyone loves him, and understandably so. He's an animal. He's destroyed everybody he's been in against. Mm-hmm. And obviously he came up against Justin Gaethje. And even Dana White admitted it. He said, I was speaking to people before the fight. He said he was speaking to Kelly Slater before the fight. And even he was like, the fight against Gaethje, I think the weight cutting beforehand was a problem. And I think that kind of affected him. Mm-hmm. And we'll see the old Tony Ferguson again. Mm-hmm. They didn't see the old Tony Ferguson. They saw an old Tony Ferguson.
No! See, don't say that, because Tony Ferguson was still doing his madness, forward rolls, backward rolls. They were trading at some in points. They were trading.
I understand.
You know,
but
it was an explosive beginning. I think. What did Oliveira
he looked
come out
good.
with?
He looked good.
I think he came out with a kick straight away.
I'm not trying to take any credit away from him or Oliveira. No, don't get twisted. Like, it probably sounds worse than I think in my head. Yeah. But like, is he on the decline, or did he meet a very, very good fighter? Like, this is the problem though, and this is why it's so difficult to gauge until he gets in the ring again, because he could go in the cage again and destroy someone in his next fight, and then we'll be like, yeah, Ferguson's back. Sometimes you meet a guy who has got your number not only in one aspect but in the whole game. Yeah. In boxing, it's difficult because if you face someone, it's, you know, you can get outboxed, you can get knocked out, kind of thing. Whereas here, you can get literally picked up and ragdolled. And this is what's happening. Like, he was getting picked up and thrown on his back.
How strong was this man?
Oliveira is, and he just doesn't look like what you'd expect him to fight. Like, he just looks so calm and relaxed and jokes. And he's an animal in there, man. He's so dominant in all aspects. Like, I wouldn't say his striking is amazing, but it is very, very good. It's very technically sound. He throws shots from very good positions. He's never like sort of off balance when he throws. He doesn't overcommit. He doesn't undercommit, if that is even a word or makes sense. But he knows his limits in his striking. So he won't try and throw a 5-punch combination when he can't land one, because he can't do it. He'll go 1-2, 1-2-3, 1-1-2, 1-2-3, and he'll be out there. Very good. He throws very straight as well. You know, some people throw very wild. Especially, I've seen a lot of jiu-jitsu heavy fighters who are very good on the ground, very, very dominant with their grappling. You know, tend to sort of be a huge contrast with their striking, whereas he's very, very well balanced in all aspects. And it's hard to see for like in the Gaethje fight, it was just a striking beatdown, That's true. But he had small success in the fight. You know, there was a couple of elbows, spinning back fists that he was landing. But it was just mad the way in this fight there was just, I couldn't see any chance of him getting back. It almost ended in round 1. He almost snapped his arm in half.
Days. How could I forget, bruv?
So
that was so painful to watch.
Oliveira took him down in round 1 and ground control for about 4 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever it was, for a very long time. And Ferguson's just trying to figure his way of getting out of there. He just couldn't get him off him. And there's about 10 seconds or 11 seconds to go. And he got to about 7 and Oliveira Oliveira got him in an armbar.
Stop it, man.
And the hyperextension of that arm, I think it was his left arm,
Yeah. He got him in an armbar.
Bro, his
elbow. Initially it was already quite tight. Again, Oliveira was like, no. This guy's not gonna tap easily. This is enough for most people to tap from. This is what I'm saying. He's not on the decline.
It is. Anyone would. Dana said
he would rather break his arm.
Dana said 10 out of 10 people would have tapped. Ferguson's not a human. Like, this guy, his arm was going to snap in half. Like, I'm telling you, snap. I said to you, why is it not snapped yet?
Yeah. That was before Oliveira went further and put the arm under his armpit, kind of thing.
Oh my
just leaned back further, and then you can just see the elbow came out this way instead of having the elbow that was inverted. It was like that. It was mad, bruv. Man, I don't like these injuries, man. And he was almost disabled after that arm. It was, you know, he couldn't do too much with it, but
credit to him, he still fought with it.
Again, does that make him a warrior or does that make him a madman? An arm, you can repair it. I guess, to be honest, it makes him a warrior, blood.
100%.
He is a madman, but
if you can hack the pain, do it. If he's unbearable, you snapped your arm, okay, it makes sense. But if you can hack it, luckily it was only 7 seconds left in the round.
I was like, blood, any second I was like, blood. I don't know if he knew exactly how long left, because he's probably not even paying attention to the 10-second alert, so, bruv, that was
it was scary though, because I was like, damn. But then that round just showed you, kind of gave you an idea of how the fight was gonna go.
No answers.
It doesn't always go like that, because the next round someone can come out, but that arm was cooked for about a couple of minutes until he could actually shake it off and try and throw a jab. But it's not going to be the same throughout the whole fight. And then just Oliveira just consistently stayed on the attack, dominant, calculated, and he's a serious problem in the lightweight division.
Absolutely, man.
He wants the winner of Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier, and I would love to see him. You know, if it ever happened, him and Habib. I think him and Habib would be an amazing grappling
Habib's
fight.
not going to come back for that.
No, it wouldn't. I'm just saying.
Coming back, but I don't think he's going to come back for that.
It's not really worth it for him to do. Yeah, it's a high risk fight.
Very high risk.
Low reward. He'd only come back for a big super fight now. But yeah, I think it's a very good fight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where does Tony Ferguson go from here?
I think he's got.
I see people calling for his retirement and stuff, and I don't think that's fair. Yeah. For someone, again, I keep saying it, and I mean, you're only good as your last performance, and his last two have been poor for his standards, but he's set his standards so high. He's been in there with everyone. He's dominated everyone, and if it sort of ends now or in the next sort of, you know, if it ends sort of on this note, it's very, very unfortunate because he's had a very good rise to the top, and then it kind of just didn't end the way it should have.
Yes.
You know, he was interim champion, never actually full champion, which is the biggest kind of disrespect, and it's slap in the face because he deserves it. If anyone deserves it, it's him.
But
the title fight cancelled 5 times, bro. 5 times.
Yeah,
against the same man as well. It's not like it's 5 different guys, 5 different champions. It's that one guy, the undefeated, the Mayweather of MMA, you know? Can you solve the puzzle? And everybody believed that he could do it. You know, there's a lot of people.
Definitely now he cannot. I'm sorry to say. But
basically what has happened is Ferguson. Okay, when I asked you if he's on the decline, I just wanted to know your opinion. I don't think he's on the decline. I think he's probably not as good as he used to be, but that's natural. He's getting older. But I think what's happened is a lot of people have now realised his style, and don't let him. They smother him. They don't give him time to work. Ferguson needs his own space. Ferguson likes to come in. Ferguson he's one of them guys where if you're gonna be on him like Gaethje was, you're gonna give him problems, and if you're gonna just grab him and hold him and ragdoll him, and if you can keep him down there, you're going to be able to control him. Yeah.
But you have to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
And I think some people have sort of realised this and thought, yeah, we're not going to fight his fight.
Yes.
We're not going to brawl with him. We're not going to stand and trade with him. We're not going to exchange crazy shots. We're going to stick to the game plan because it's very easy to get sucked into someone's fight. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think that's what's happened with with Ferguson. I don't want to see him retire, not at all. I want to see him carry on fighting. There's a few guys I'd like to see him face. I'd like to see him face Conor. I'd like to see him face Chandler. I'd like to see him face Poirier. There's still big fights out for them, and you know, let's see how he does.
Can they be made though? Is it worth making? It must be though, because Tony's got that name. He is that brand, isn't he? He's just that El Cucuy, bruv. Do you get me? Mm-hmm. So yeah, you can. I think they can.
100%. He takes some time off. I think he shouldn't have come back so soon after that big loss to Gaethje. It was a big beating he took. Mm-hmm. I think he should take a couple of months off, just completely rest and recover and enjoy time with his family. He's an athlete. He stays in the gym. He stays training. So that's never going to be an issue for him. He's going to make weight. None of that. It's never going to be a problem for Tony Ferguson. But I think sometimes the guys who have been fighting so long and been in such wars and hard fights, you need to take a break sometimes. And I feel like now you should take that. Rest, recover, and come back stronger. And then this would probably be his last sort of run. Yeah. And then we see where we go from there. But
from one Brazilian winner to a Brazilian champion.
Couldn't have said it any better myself.
What? I didn't say anything special, G. What a fight. What a bomb-clot fight. Please tell me you watched it.
The main event. UFC 256. Title fight.
Title defense for what's his flipping name? Deiveson Figueiredo.
Useless, bro.
What was the what weight?
Come on, useless.
Deiveson Figueiredo. It's flipping. Oh, you flipping prick, man. Let me check it when you could have just done it.
Deiveson Figueiredo took on Moreno for the UFC flyweight title.
You could have just said it, you prick. Flyweight title, yes. Oh, talk, bruv, because I want to bang in the face.
What a fossil. Just an amazing fight. It was... I don't think we expected it to be like that.
No.
Okay, so let me explain it. He was, this guy again, falling in and out of sleep, as always, like this.
Not for the fight, not for that fight.
No, before.
But yeah.
Before, and that little gap in between.
In between fights, I have naps. 100%. You dumb. I'm going to waste my time.
And he's like that.
Watching.
He's up and down.
I'm gone, bro.
And I'm like, listen, just wake up. Woke up fresh from his 10-minute nap. And usually he's bookered and he'll be tired. But this, he was on his feet, screaming, shouting, like, ah! Animated. And this was whoa. Whoa, this was a madness. Absolute carnage from round 1 to round 5. So, if I haven't even told you the result was exactly what was deserved. I don't care who should have, could have, would have.
No, bro.
I wanted to see it again. I want to see this fight 15 times.
Yeah.
It ended in a majority draw. So a majority draw is when one fighter, how do I say it? Fighter gets the nod, and the other two judges declare a draw. So that's a majority draw. Majority draw, bro.
You're a prick, bro. You do the same thing as man.
Never, bro. Yeah. And bro. So listen, bro. I'm tapped. I'm bullied. Bruv, it was you have to
beginning, from the get go.
You have to see it to believe it. The greatest fight in the UFC flyweight history.
Yes.
In the division, historians. This was the maddest fight they have ever seen. Dana said it was the best fight he's ever seen in that division's history.
What a madness.
It was a
from the get-go. So Deiveson kicked off the fight with a spinning back kick. Yeah? Straight into his gut, straight into Moreno's gut. And I'm like, oh, already? What does he do? This Mexican monster eats it up. Eats it up like it's nothing. Gets him. These guys traded everything. You know that expression, everything in the kitchen sink? They both threw that shit at each other. They traded everything.
Everything, including the kitchen sink.
Bruv.
They were throwing bomb after bomb after bomb, trying to knock one another. I think there was going to be a double knockout. They probably should have just smashed each other and both went to sleep. But listen.
Shout out Moreno's jiu-jitsu, or a takedown at least, because his takedown, it was like, I think maybe 5 out of 6. He won towards the end after his arm.
Oh yeah, it was
mashup. I think it was his takedowns were almost flawless. Now Davison's not easy to ragdoll, but he sort of
was being ragdolled. Yeah.
So
listen, Deiveson Figueiredo, this guy put it perfect and hit the nail on the head. Is a cyborg. He is not normal. He is a brick house.
Physique, he looks like he's been carved from stone. You know, like a small action figure. That's what he looks like, but bobblehead. Yeah? He's so, what's the word? Balanced. Do you get me? Even his musculature is balanced. You know, a lot of people have them lopsided abs. And that's all because everything's just slightly off balance. Even that was perfectly put together, which is what I mean by balanced. Do you get me? It is a thing to behold. Yeah. On top of that, he's balanced. Like he takes licks like nothing is touching him. He got hit again and again. Every time they said he was rocked, he was not rocked. He had just lost balance. Every time Joe Rogan, DC and Anik said that he was rocked, I don't believe he was ever rocked. And he held big punches, big kicks, big head kicks. And I don't think he was ever rocked. He lost the balance like once or twice. That's normal. That's absolutely normal.
He literally didn't respect Moreno's power. And it's not even
I don't think it's that he didn't respect it. I think he knows
he can take
that
it.
He is just a cyborg.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. And it's not even like, you know, first couple of rounds when you're fresh, yeah, you feel like you can take it. And then 3 rounds later, you sort of worry about it. it was the same thing.
Until the
He just
very last
walking
second.
forward. But Moreno, my guy, you animal, you Mexican warrior, Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., yeah, Juan Manuel Marquez, Marco Antonio Barrera, they'll all be proud of you.
Mexicans.
You
are
did the
mad.
country, the Mexican people a service. You did them justice. You brought back honor. Yeah, it was amazing. You didn't win the fight. We're going to like you won it.
But I do believe he could have won the fight.
They both could have won
And,
it.
you know, absolutely. Like if either was declared the winner, I wouldn't be surprised.
Same.
The draw was actually a little bit shocking, but that was probably the most fair decision.
Yeah, I think it was fair.
But I did say to Cash as well, I said, listen, I give this fight to Moreno. I think he's the winner, but I wouldn't be surprised if they give it to Figgy because he's the champion. You just have to do, we all know this, and you have to do more. He did more. It just didn't faze him. He did more than any opponent has ever done to Figueiredo.
Yeah.
And then some. But it just wasn't enough because this guy is not made of human flesh. Do you get me? Like, oh my gosh. Like,
Figueiredo is scary.
He is. He
reminds me of Chucky.
Whoa, that's very accurate, blood. That is very accurate because he's
Just
small.
comes forward, looking to murder you.
Unrelenting.
Listen,
just oh my.
Every shot is thrown, not even thrown, is launched. Yeah.
Oh.
Every shot is launched with bad intentions. This guy throws missiles.
He wanted
What did
to finish
Joe Rogan said it? He's not worried about throwing hard shots because he knows he's got a nuclear power. Something mad like nuclear. He's got nuclear ready. Nuclear bombs ready.
That's crazy.
Oh, this fight was so amazing.
It
man.
was actually it was mad.
Rock'em sock'em. Phone booth brawl.
Okay, I want to see this again.
And again.
Based on that one, I want to see that again.
And again.
Does that make sense? Like, if one thing I did not like. Again, so Deiveson Figueiredo came out with a small excuse as to why he didn't win. Firstly, he says he thought he won, which is fair. I don't, but that's fine. You did well. You didn't do what you usually do.
It wasn't blasphemous. It could have gone. It could have gone either way. They could have both.
Yeah, it's true. But he said, the day before I was in hospital till late with a stomach infection.
He actually
Stomach
was though.
bug.
Dana confirmed it.
Did he actually?
That's what he says. That's what Dana said.
Yeah, but I don't believe it until I see CCTV footage of him there giving birth in the hospital. Do you get me? I don't like. I'm sorry, but even still, like, just don't say it. I don't know, bruv. Like, don't make excuses. Again, it was an amazing fight. We loved it. Every single person that watched it enjoyed the fight. Say, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Let's run it back because I know I can do better. Or I had fun. Literally, Moreno, again, the warrior. So Figueiredo, by the end of the fight, he can mask his how tired he is and mask his pain very well. Because he was. Obviously, these strikes hurt. But Figueiredo doesn't really show you this. He's poker faced, yeah? Moreno enjoys this pain. There's a difference. Because at the end of the fight, Figgy was just like, oh my days, I'm so glad it's over. But Moreno was like, oh my, like he congratulated, he hugged it out, he forced the hug. Say that was amazing, I loved it, thank you,
He was
let's
like,
do it again.
Figueiredo was
real
walking.
street fight shit.
Figueiredo was walking away.
Yeah.
Moreno's like, come back here now.
Give me a hug.
And let's hug this. Let's lips. Yeah.
What the heck?
It was so mad
he was
because
excited. It was one of them ones where he knows he learned. He knows he tested himself. He knows he proved himself. That's why, again, that Mexican heart is so impressive. Figueiredo, again.
it was Mexican style. That fight was Mexican style. You know this term, if you know boxing, Mexican style, which is just in there and you brawl till
They are
death.
brought up enjoying
They're
the pain.
brought up.
Enjoying the pain.
Brought up.
It's like, bruv, yeah, what a fight.
The
What a
Assassin
fight.
Baby.
I hate that name.
What a weird name, but the Assassin Baby
So
took on Chucky.
Chucky, the baby doll.
Listen, it was such an amazing fight. Just absolute.
They have to do this again at the very next, like the very what's it? Like, you get me? As soon as possible.
What's it? As soon as
Man,
possible.
shut up, man. You can't comment on everything, bruv.
Everything.
They need to run this back ASAP, simply put.
Listen, if they won it back ASAP, I think that they'll buds.
Yes. So I'm on this fight again. Well done, because boy, I can't, bruv. You can laugh all you want at your own shit humor.
Don't tell me you don't hear it yourself.
Of course I do, but like I think everybody has that, blood.
They don't.
Whatever. But yeah, blood. So that was just what a mad fight.
Oh, I loved it. That was so good.
We think Moreno, something happened to his eye.
We don't know yet. I don't think.
And his arm.
Yeah, they even told him on his arm.
It looked like it was broken, but he doesn't.
Figueiredo throws kicks like the axe, like a hammer.
Axe. Yes, yeah. It's like an axe. Bro, that shin must be so conditioned because he did damage to whatever arm it was. Probably his left. No, his right. Left. It was his. I don't know. Anyway, he did damage to that arm. It looked like it may have been broken. Again, but then the commentators like to exaggerate. Every time it was his right. Every time he throws that right, he puts the bone back in place. Shut up, man. And then, doctors.
But Moreno said afterwards, I had a problem with my shoulder.
Yeah.
And it was a problem. And I carry on fighting. And it's a good fight for me. And I like this fighting.
It's dead. If you want me to rate that impression.
Was that Brazilian?
Yeah, it was just shit, to be honest. It was like flipping Filipino, bro.
What about if I'm like this? Bro, I had shoulder problem, bro. And I thought it came out of the socket, bro. But I popped it back in place,
we got
bro.
Next week? Next week in boxing, we got Canelo in it.
Saul.
Canosso
Alvarez.
Who else we got?
Triple G's back.
Oh yeah, is that next week as well?
Triple G. He's fighting on Friday. Canelo's fighting Saturday.
I don't like that, man. I don't like it. Throw them all on one day, man.
Why?
Yeah.
You can't, Baba.
It's too many days, isn't it?
Too many days.
But yeah, man.
And then we got we got Stephen Wonderboy Thompson versus Jeff Neal next week as well. We're in for some exciting times in the UFC and in boxing. So
this year, man, has actually been mad.
It's been a
craziness that's going on.
It's been a mazzaine. Yeah,
bruv. All right, guys, man.
Thanks for watching. Anyway,
please, if you haven't watched these fights, watch them back. If you have, what's that, bruv?
Fire alarm.
Why is there a fire alarm, bro? Shut up! We're filming.
Blood,
anyway,
listen, that's our cue to go. So
comment, subscribe, because we might not make it out of this.
We might not get out.
So subscribe, so at least our legacy can continue.
But yeah,
because if I burn, at least this don't burn.
Listen,
it's gonna be uploaded from my.
Comment down below.
From the morgue.
Hit the like button. Please do subscribe. We've been the Sweet Science Podcast. This has been episode 26. He's been Fat Mouse. I've been Cash with a K.
Still here, blood.
He's still there.
I'm switching off the thing.
Ciao. We gotta go before we die.